Hello all, welcome to Billionaire. This is RP here, recording video on 19th of June 2022. So we do a Nifty weekly analysis on the weekend and we try to find out the move for the next week. So same thing we did in last week. Our analysis was saying that Nifty would break this low and we were pretty much bearish in last week's analysis. So same thing has happened. Nifty has broken that low of 15,671. So this 15,671 low it has made on I think 8th March. After that, it was consolidating since long time. Even it tested here, bounced back, and then now it has finally broken that support. So we will try to analyze Nifty with indicators, then we will check Elliott waves, and then we will check the option chain. So these three things we will use in our analysis and try to find out the move for the next week. So in last week, as you can see here, this was the video that we published on 12th June. So on 12th June, we published the video, and there we had a view that Nifty would drop like this with the Elliott wave. We discussed the analysis and we mentioned that it is going to break 15,671 low. So this has happened exactly in a 5 days session. It has broken past that. It has went below even 15,200. So you can visit our channel, Billionaire channel. You can visit our channel. You can visit this playlist of Nifty weekly analysis. You can watch the videos since 18th of April. We have published these videos, and in 12th June also that video is there. So you can watch all our previous videos to try to understand the bearish view of the market, and we tried to capture most of them, and we were hoping for it to drop on towards 15K since a lot of time. Okay, apart from that, we discussed these charts. Okay, so on 17th March, we had this chart. So before Nifty going towards this area, 18,185, 18,135 something, it has went up. When the HDFC and HDFC Bank merger came, X wave completed, then we dropped on the downside. Even before that, we had that view because of the Elliott wave. So Elliott wave tells us how many swings are there left in a particular correction, and then from that we can guess how much swings it can take for Nifty to complete the correction. So even MACD also gave us the signal that it had broken this low, so it won't immediately go and break all-time high. So these were a couple of signals that we discussed in all those videos. So you can go and watch those videos. Let's get there are more videos we discussed on 18th March. From here we discussed the bounce that is also came up, that is also came true. So here you can see on after 18th March, on 29th May, we also discussed Nifty would go up towards the resistance 16,800, then from there it will drop. Okay, after that also exactly at the resistance withdrawn, Nifty has faced the resistance and started the drop. So this was June 5th analysis. After that, in a last week, this is again from June 5th where it had broken this trend line, but we were waiting for this confirmation to be broken. After that, we were considering a downside opportunity in the market. So so this was the chart from last week where we discussed it would drop below 15,600, and with the Elliott wave that has came to reality. So before we deep dive in our Nifty analysis, let's check the quote of the week. So we discuss the quotes each week. So this will be an inspirational quotes for us. So do let me know in the comments, do you like the quotes or not, or you want to skip this part? So this quote is from well-known name in the world of stock market, Peter Lynch. So he says that the most important organ in the body as far as stock market is concerned is the guts and not the head. So in the world of stock markets, you need guts more than head. That's what he says. And he also means that anyone can acquire the know-how for analyzing the stocks. Means anyone can acquire the knowledge of analyzing the stocks, but what you need is guts and not the head to do better. So do let me know in the comments as well. Did you had the guts to after the analysis of last week, did you had the guts going for the downside or understanding that the market will go on the downside and act accordingly? So do let me know in the comments. So let's move forward now. We will first now discuss with the indicators what is going to happen. So this was our previous support somewhere near 16,400, and we expected it to be broken with the gap. So some supports which are very strong if they are broken with the gaps, do remember that it will take a lot of time to fill that gap. So we expected with the global markets being negative, the global markets last week closed very negative. After that, we dropped near to this support. Okay, so and then it took 2-3 sessions to break that support. So yeah, as I said, indicators don't tell you exactly, but you can guess some parts you can guess from the indicators and supports and resistance. So here, once we broken with the gap down, this particular support of 16,400, we now will have this as a major resistance area. Okay, so here we have a major resistance now somewhere near 15,700 to 800 levels. So this is the zone that we have to look for, near 15,700 to 750 or 8. We will take a broader range of 100 points, 700 to 800. So we have to look for a pullback towards this to look for the fresh short opportunity. So with this red candle, I'm expecting the trend to exhaust and it could give a pullback. So by the way, this is these are different our moving averages that we have used. So white line is 100 EMA, pink line is 200 EMA, and this yellow line is 48 EMA, or you can call 50 EMA. So all the medium term and long term moving averages, Nifty is trading below that. Even the short term moving average, which is this blue line, that is 13 EMA, Nifty is below that. So we can expect a pullback towards 13 EMA. This line will come like this, then we can drop on the downside. So that is one expectation that I have. RSI is below 30, again a bearish signal, and around we are giving a false signal in earlier week, and now because of this green candle, Aron was giving a false signal. So after that big gap down, Aron has adjusted to the bearish view. So the trend as per the Aron indicator is on the downside. So it can remain a downside or a consolidation for some days. It is not at extreme, because this green line needs to be below 30, then it can be an extreme bearish case. So similarly, the area that you see here, right? So here Aron red was above 70 and green was below 30. So this was indicating extreme bearish market. So this has not been observed here as of now, but it can remain a parallel, or it can give a consolidation zone, and then it can drop on the downside. So this is how the indicators are telling us what is going to happen for the next week. So I'm expecting a pullback and then a drop. So let's see if this comes true, and this resistance, we have to wait and watch price action near the 15,700 to 800 levels. So next section is, let's talk about Elliott Wave. So here with Elliott Wave, we discussed that we are in a Z wave and the final wave going on the downside. So if you check this chart, here you will see a Z wave has been drawn. So Z wave is again a complex correction. That's what we are thinking. So final Z wave in the blue is in progress, and Z of Z was in progress. That's what we had discussed in previous session. So here I want to change a little bit account on this. We will talk about that later, but do know that we are in a final wave and we could form a divergence and then could shoot on the upside. So, but for that we need a strong bullish candles. Currently they are not visible, or they are not formed. So unless some bullish pattern forms at the bottom of the bottom near this trend line, I will not go for long opportunities. So yeah, so next week it could be a consolidation. So let's talk about the three possibilities that we have. So the first possibility with the Elliott wave that we have is this. Here we have completed A and B. So that's what we are assuming. This wave A is very small. Wave B is very small. So I have a doubt on this wave count. This wave count can be wrong. But here we can say that fifth wave could have been completed with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 wave completed like this. And fifth wave could have been completed, and we could start an internal subwave and then drop on the downside. So this can be a possible case. Why we don't think the correction completely ended here? Because of this price action. So here you can see small candles are getting formed. If it's a reversal, a very big candle would be formed. This has not been seen. So there can be a possibility that it will go in consolidation like this and then drop on the downside, going towards 15,700 to 800 levels. So that is one case. Second case is like this. I have plotted waves little differently here, but with the same view. But here we are considering A wave completed here, B wave completed here, okay, and C wave internally has 1, 2, 3 completed here, and fourth wave is in progress. So here there is a problem. that wave 1 is bigger wave here, okay, and waves 3 is smaller, so wave 5 must be smaller, otherwise this count will be invalid. So if wave 5 breaks tomorrow 15,183, so we have to wait and watch. If it consolidates like this, goes to the channel top and breaks this low, then it should not be more than 680 points, otherwise this count will be invalid. So this count is invalid. In that case, the count will be something else. We have to move to the next count. So let's say tomorrow in the next week, Nifty consolidates somewhere near and goes towards the channel top and breaks this low, okay, then it should not be greater than 680 points or length of third wave, because the main rule with the Elliott wave is third wave cannot be the shortest wave. If fifth wave goes beyond 680 points, then this rule will be invalid and the wave count will be invalid. We have to look for something else. So this is case second. So what can happen? It can go like this. Make a smaller, less than, like fifth wave can be less than 680 points. 680 points, or let's say 500, 300, anything below that is, below this is acceptable, and then it could bounce on the upside sharply. So maybe even it can touch somewhere near 15,000 and then bounce back. But yeah, we have to watch the length of this particular wave 5. If it is greater than 680, then the second chart is invalid. So first chart itself looks to be a little bit doubtful here, because the B wave is smaller. So that's why we have the second view here, but this has a condition that the fifth wave cannot be greater than 680 points. So if this also happens, then the third chart will kick in. So third chart, I will think like this. So this is A, B correction. So finally Z wave is in progress. So that is not changed, but Z wave a little bit changed here. A, B considered here, and we are considering C wave completed here, which will be a W wave internally, and then X wave like this. Then A completed here with the low of 15,183 or something it had made, right? So fifth wave could have been completed already, and this could be a 5-wave correction on the downside, and we could pull back. We may make a triangle, we may make something else, flat correction or something else, and then drop on the downside more beyond 15,000, and we can even go towards 14,300 to 400 levels. So that possibility is also there. All things depends on price action in the next week. So these three cases are open for me. I will go with one by one. I have a doubt on these two cases, and like this looks to be a more promising case. So the third case looks to be more promising. So here, let me go on the charts. So here, this is how current our chart is with the second case. So yeah, let's see if it continues to go up and breaks this channel, then we will change the wave count, and what we are expecting is a top near 15,500. From there it should drop. Okay, so 15,400, 500, it can make a top near that. So 15,400 is a previous top in the A wave, so it can break that and then drop on the downside. If that happens, then the correction could be coming to end, because there is a divergence getting formed. So on 15-minute or on hourly chart, we see a divergence. So that's why I think it could be a pullback week for the next week, and we could be making some consolidation pattern. Then if it breaks this, going like this, so that will be our signal that consolidation has started. So next 1 or 2 days at least, you should wait and watch and try to understand and try to gauge the market temperature, and then go for buying or shorting opportunity as per your risk capacity. By the way, this is just an educational video. Do consult your financial advisor before taking any trading or investment decisions. Any profits loss, it will be your responsibility. So here, this is how the chart looks. So we discussed all three conditions. So let's try to understand option chain now. On the option chain, obviously 15,000 will be a major support, because here there are 40 lakh put writers. So this is put open interest. On put side, the 40,000, this is the biggest number. Second biggest number is 14,500. I hope we don't go there immediately in the June series itself. So for 23rd June expiry, we are considering major support at 15,000, and third major support is at 15,300. Okay, so this is the third biggest number. Okay, so this, we can see some accumulation of puts on this area. Some relief rally should be there next week. Okay, and on the upside, obviously the major resistance will be 16,000, but after that, the second major on the call side, right? So call open interest is this one. So 65 lakh call writers are there, and the second major resistance is at 15,700. So what we what we are getting the range is 15,300 to 15,300 to 15,700. Sorry. So what range we are getting for next week is 15,300, because these are some major supports and resistance as per the option chain. 300 to 700 range we are getting. So same thing has been also seen here because of a major resistance at 15,700. So here the range is 300 to 700. So 400 points, we should play in 400 points next week. Maybe the expiry would 23rd expiry would happen somewhere near 15,700. In a next expiry, monthly expiry, we would drop more on the downside. So that can very much happen. So only these are the two things that we can deduct from the option chain. Not much things to check here, because on the expiry day, option chain is more useful to check the supports and resistance. So that's all for today. See you in the next week's analysis. Do let me in the comments if you see a pullback next week, and which of the 3 cases that you are expecting in a next week. So that's all. Thank you. Bye-bye.